everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I'm live downtown. So I'm just having a coffee and also got the trusty Banh Mi queue here, and thought I'd give you a bit of an update what I'm doing here, what I've done, what I'm going to do, etc. So just bear with me, and we'll get a few people online here. Once I see you coming on, if you can give me a thumbs up, and then I know that you can hear me. So I've traversed back to Vietnam for a month or so to pick up some more stuff. So for those of you that have been following along at home, I've relocated the family down under to Brisbane, and the two kids are in school down there, and they're loving it sick and going really well. But of course, we've still got a heap of stuff back here in Vietnam. So I've been here for a few days now, and got a couple of weeks to go. And essentially, we're packing 13 suitcases and taking another load of clothes down to Australia. The other thing is we've got a house here that we need to get ready for renting out, so that get a bit of coin coming in from that. So that's really what I'm doing here. And of course, it's school holidays in Australia now, so the kids are off school. They're here, and it's also a bit of free time for me. So I'm kicking back. What have I done? We've done basically family stuff the whole time we've been here. So catching up with family, eating out every day, getting fat. It's pretty much the half of the course. And you might have seen we went and cleaned the burial plot the first day I was here. And now that I've got a family in Australia, I can no longer be fully retired. I've had to unretire somewhat, so I've got a few digital things that I've been doing online, probably 2 hours a day, just tidying up stuff. That said, it's 10 a.m. here in Ha Long right now, and I haven't done anything today other than get myself over here. For those of you that have seen me before here, I'm down at the Highlands. This is probably the best spot to sit and watch the world go by. Big trucks roaring through a T-junction intersection. But of course, not the world's greatest cafe, and quite noisy. So I've knocked out the background noise somewhat. But there's music, there's microphones, there's traffic, there's hawkers coming around. This guy wants to fix my shoes. No. Actually got a new pair of shoes, so he's not going to fix much with me. If you've got any questions about Vietnam and you're thinking of coming here, by all means, put them in the comments. I'll try and catch them as they go past. I haven't got the big screen with me today, so a little bit difficult. But of course, I can answer any questions that you might have, particularly about coming through Ho Chi Minh City now. There's a new domestic terminal being built there, so that's going to be a little bit different. If you want to know about the grave cleaning and how that goes, then I'm happy to expand on that one. And if you want to know just what family life is like here in Vietnam, I have to say that I do feel quite relaxed. I'm actually getting 2 weeks of R&R before we pack up and head off. And for me, it's really just about having a reset. These little things aren't bad for a snack. I don't usually eat till lunchtime, which is 11:30. But having a bit of a late lunch today, given got to sign some stuff at 2 o'clock. So have a late lunch, sign that at 2 o'clock, and then head back to the Dragon Castle. Had a wonderful evening last night. I went with a colleague here. His wife and my wife have retired at the same time, so They had a big function at their office last night to celebrate retirement. And the two husbands, myself and another guy, went out and had a very nice buffet. Expensive by standards here, but of course everything you could possibly want to eat, including ostrich, goose, crocodile, some of those exotic type things, which are very nice to eat actually. I'd have to say ostrich meat is one of the best meats that I'll come across. I've connected myself up to the Wi-Fi here at the Highlands, so hopefully it's streaming well. Um, if you're having any problems hearing me or seeing me, let me know. Let me know where you've been. I've been a bit slow on the YouTube of late, largely because I've been down under and I haven't had too much to say. But having a month or so back here, I'm getting out around the streets and looking forward to doing a few more walk and talks. Two kids have fitted into school down under really well. Now that we're back in Vietnam, I haven't seen them for the time we've been here. They've shot through to the cousin's place, and I think they're around at the grandparents today. Unlikely I'll see them until they come back to pick up their bags to go back to Australia. So they're loving it, seeing the family. Similarly, probably haven't seen too much of the wife today, or the last little period which I've been here. She's had a few things she's had to do. The first thing she had to do was pick up a new driver's license from the police. Also had to get signed off for retirement from the government job here, so that's done now. And then we had a shoe shop, you might remember, renting our store downstairs. The gay chat's moved on, the shoe shop's moved on, and so what we're going to do is refit the house and rent it out. So someone's going to have the joy of living there, which is a good house. It's in the main street. The only other sort of official thing we've got left on our plate is got to go and sign. I think it's called the Red Book, but I've got to go. I'm registered as living at the Dragon Castle because I don't actually know why. I have to go and register with the overlords that I'm living there. Now that's already registered, but now that we own the apartment, there's some other registration that has to happen as well. Probably so if we have any problems with the plumbing or the air conditioning, we've got someone we can ring up, but highly unlikely. It's just registration equals money. Off to Hanoi on Friday next week. Got a colleague coming from Australia with another remote distant colleague. I know the gentleman. We're going to power around Hanoi on Friday next week, so that'll be a fun time. I mean, there's only so much you can see in Hanoi, and I've probably seen each of it, but I do each of it many times. But I do love going back there and seeing it again. The benefit of sitting here is that you get a great view. I set up to shoot the camera. It looks like I'm filming where I'm filming now, but in the past I was filming myself. But the lady in white just came and sat straight in front of me. I'd love to know when you're coming out to Ha Long. I had a bit of a discussion last night with the gentleman I was having dinner with, and it was really a case of Da Nang is getting a lot more visitors now than Ha Long. And we had some discussion around that because Da Nang's a very nice place. But I also thought it was, if you're a tourist on a limited time frame, people would go to Da Nang for a week. They'd come to Ha Long for 2 or 3 days. So not sure why that is. A lot of Chinese tourists coming in here now because the weather's just perfect. Probably 24 degrees every day. I think it's going to be 30 tomorrow. Able to get around in a short sleeve shirt. I've got a spray jacket in the bag there because it's not cold, but if it does get windy or rainy, people think, oh, it's cold, you've got to put on a jacket. Well, I don't need to put on a jacket. I'm carrying a bit of beef. So I've got the spray jacket in there. I can conform and put on a jacket. Everybody's happy. What's next for Steve is really having a bit of a reset here for the next month. Just having a chance to think about what's important in life and where I want to go, what I want to do. What I want to do is less. So it's just figuring out how that can happen. I have been using AI a little bit just to see how that can help me in life. Had a gentleman send me a 58-page letter to shareholders from Jamie Dimon this morning. Poor old Jamie, he hasn't discovered AI yet. He's the CEO of forgotten who he's the CEO of, but highest paid CEO in the world. A 58-page shareholder letter with 11 bar charts. I mean, he's obviously got a bar over bar charts. But I did get AI to give me a one-page summary, which said it all. I think the focus is going to be on health. So 4 Harleys just went past. Haven't got the 5 at 5 as I'd like it. Probably because it's been a bit dark and dreary in the morning, and also got a few other things I want to do. But I am averaging 5, but not doing 5. So maybe I'm getting out in the evening instead. It's a little bit off-putting when you're changing your routine because you get out of whack with things. But I thought being back here now I'd be right into it, but I've really just slowed right off. Where I live, they're building a big Aeon Mall. It's huge. Aeon Mall's a big supermarket with cinemas and all that kind of thing. But and I counted yesterday when I was talking to my sister. There's something like 25. You know those diggers that are on the Caterpillar wheels with the big, digging thing at the front. You like the sound effects. Counted 24 of those on the site. So there's 24 diggers on the site, and some of them, I won't say most of them, some of them are going all night. So 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, they're still digging, and trucks coming and taking stuff away. So it runs 24 hours a day. The construction site, which does affect your well-being a bit when you've got digging happening all the time. Cafe Fin Sur Da, very nice. Vietnamese coffee with sweetened condensed milk. Thinking of actually buying some, becoming a coffee importer in Australia. I can buy the coffee here in sacks, get it sent down to Australia, roast it, and sell it. So if anyone's got any ideas on how to sell coffee, I'd probably do it online. But it is something you can put through the post, and it limits, the travel and the time wasting that goes into it. You basically sell the coffee online and post it out every night. So I'm thinking of doing that. The gentleman who had my house before I bought it in Australia, he was an old guy, but he had a coffee roasting business happening in his in his garage, and I'll probably do the same. The issue really is finding a market for it. I think you can find that online because anyone that's been to Vietnam loves Vietnamese coffee. Also going to get the wife set up in a pet grooming business. She loves animals. She loves pets. Probably going to set up doggy style down under. She needs some work, 9 till 3, with time off whenever she feels like it. So I think setting herself up in a pet grooming business would be a great thing to do. And we've got the space, and she loves animals. Looking at any side hustles you think would be good for that, so put them in the chat. Thanks for everybody that's responded so far. But I think that's the easiest thing. Most employment opportunities, and of course she's going to be going to, as part of her visa to Australia, she gets 500 hours free English classes. So she's going to go and do that. In fact, everybody gets 500 hours free English, except when you try to sign the kids up, they say no, they should be doing that through school. So they've given something that doesn't exist. 500 hours is pretty big because I think it's basically 2 hours a week. So that'll be 100 weeks. Oh, 250 weeks. That'll be 5 years. But we'll see. It's taken them 3 months to schedule an appointment, so don't like my chances on English lessons for the beach. Can't see the intersection too well, but we've had a few semi-trailers just come raw. They come roaring out from the left and they don't stop for the traffic running across from top left to bottom right. Loving a few things since I've been back here. Loving the food. Been eating snails, oysters, squid. Pig stomach, but I haven't eaten that. I don't eat that one. Shrimp. What else have I eaten? Oh, plenty of sushi. That's a staple diet. And of course, I like the rice porridge, so I'm sort of congee every day. And for those of you that I did get 20,000 views on a video, which is, you know, that's big for me. Every day for breakfast, and I basically eat this little tapioca thing in a banana leaf. So I have one of those every day, but not today. Loving the people. I think the difference between my wife asked me this morning actually. She said, "Which is your favourite country?" Because we're talking about all these countries that are getting mentioned on the news. Which is your favourite country? And I think Vietnam is my favourite country. So she said, "What about Japan?" Because she knows I just love Japan. The difference is Japan, they don't speak English, but they've got no inclination to engage with you on an app anyway. Whereas, here in Vietnam, they don't speak English, but the minute they know that you don't speak Vietnamese, they're pulling out the Google Translate. Or even a couple of days ago, I had an old Vietnamese guy communicating with me. He managed to get ChatGPT set up so he could speak in Vietnamese. It would come out in English to me. I would respond in English and it would come out in Vietnamese to him. And he just had the phone on the table and we had a chat. So I'm sure I can get that going as well, but it just takes a bit of time and patience. But he's older than me, so a real old guy, and he managed to get that going, and we had a good chat. So plenty of ways to engage with people. And what I'm enjoying is the relaxed life. So I've worked pretty hard for the last 3 months, getting 2 kids into school, getting a family relocated down under, and figuring out how I'm going to stem the financial flow. So I've worked pretty hard for 13 weeks or 10 weeks, and now I'm just enjoying the relaxed life. I feel like mission accomplished, and I can go back to how as you were, Steve. So I go back to the relaxed life. The brickbats that I'm seeing here since I've been here have been really that 24-hour construction. I did live at a place called the Sophia Apartments, which is that way. Dragon Castle is that way. And when they constructed some mansions down there, I mean, they started when I started coming here 6 years ago. They've been finished. They got delayed through COVID, but they took them 5 years to be built. They got finished about a year ago, and I drove past last night, and they're all empty still. Now these mansions are about 2 million Aussie each, but they're right on the bay here. But I don't know how they can build stuff and leave it empty. But that construction went all night as well. I remember once I was woken up at 2 in the morning. There was a guy with one of those diggers with a jackhammer on the front, digging up the driveway at 2 in the morning. So brickbats to the people building the Aon Mall, but I have to say this time next year I'll have the biggest mall in this part of Vietnam, right outside my door, and I'll be loving it sick. I'll be sitting over there in, let's hope they got 7 coffee shops, and I reckon they'd have 15, and I'll be rotating through those on a daily basis. The traffic sometimes is a bit of a problem here. I mean, going to that cemetery on the busy day was problematic. But ordinarily, Ha Long's a pretty easy-going place. But you can't have a brickbat about Vietnam unless you have a brickbat about the traffic. It's really just because I'm expecting certain things and they don't happen. And I'm not liking the travel here now. I don't know if I'm getting older or what it is, but from where I come from to here ends up being about 18 hours. So it would be an 8-hour flight, but we frig around in Ho Chi Minh City, or we go through an international area, and then international airport. Probably it's 2 hours 20 out here from Hanoi, so that adds a bit of time. It's usually a 3 or 4 hour stopover in Ho Chi Minh, so I do need a direct flight into Hanoi, and that's going to be my my next go-to. So not coming through Ho Chi Minh City anymore. I dodged a bullet this time. The new terminal there's 400 meters up the street. But at the 30th of April, they're opening Terminal 3, which will be about a kilometre away, and you won't be able to walk from international to domestic. You'll have to get a shuttle bus, which is all right for me with my backpack. But of course, when I come with the love of my life and her 2 lovely daughters, it's a bit problematic. So I don't want to be shuttle busing it. I want to roll into the airport in Taipei, wander around for 2 or 3 hours, and jump on the next plane. At the moment, I'm checking in twice to come here. I'm checking in twice to go home. In fact, when we're going home this next time, we're going the day before because the trip is such a circus. We'll fly from Haiphong, 45 minutes from here, and get down to Ho Chi Minh City, go and have dinner there, stay in a hotel, and then go back the next day, check into international, and do it all again. That'll be the last time I'm doing that route. I'm going to go through an international connection from now on. If you're travelling to, getting a few sprinkles on me here, might have to go and join the ladies. If you're travelling to Ho Chi Minh, think about that, because if you've got a domestic transfer in May, you're going to need a shuttle bus to get to Terminal 3, or vice versa from Terminal 3 to the domestic. After I finish with you fine selves, I'm going to duck into the Vincom here. Vincom is a large shopping centre. Just have a quick squiz of what's around, and I'm meeting some friends at 12:30 for lunch. I haven't had any beggars coming here yet. I've got a security screen on my iPhone, which means if you are not sitting directly where I'm sitting, you can't see the screen. And it's glass, so it's very strong. That's the first thing I did on the first night I got here. And got a shop I go to. We got two of those, so two phones done with that, and two covers on the cameras on the back for about $20 in total. So that was really good. I like the privacy screen simply because it's glass and strong. I'm not too worried about privacy, but I am worried about dinging my screen. Um, the covers on the back have worked. I don't know if I got a problem with my camera or not, because the first few times I was taking a close-up shot of delicious food, um, it would fog over like it's got water between the cover and the camera, but it was only doing it when the camera was doing zoom. I'm going to pick you up and move you because I'm sitting in the rain and I need to get out of the rain. So we'll do that, and hopefully you'll not wiggle around too much. So I've got a trusty little book here. I'll tell you about that one in a minute, first of all. But first, let's move tables. I might, ooh, sorry, kicked the lady. Might just go around this side, which is actually undercover here now. So um, basically, I'm looking at a brick wall, which is over there, and we get the piece of paper that my straw was wrapped up in, put it under one leg of my little tripod here, get you balanced up. So now I'm not actually looking at the view, I'm looking at the brick wall, but I'm under the umbrella. Had a bit of a scam when I bought this the other day. Someone came along, I was sitting at a cafe, and they come along and try and sell you stuff, and I do buy stuff generally because why not? Um, this guy was trying to tell me he was raising money so he can go around Vietnam and film all over Vietnam. And he's a Vietnamese guy, and he showed me his YouTube, which I had a look, and it's got him, laughing on waterfalls and things like that. And so I bought this off him. I gave him $5 for that, Australian dollars, and the whole breakfast here, actually, the coffee and that thing I was eating was three Australian dollars, so probably less than $2 American. Um, when I looked at his YouTube channel, he hadn't posted anything for 3 years. So he had a YouTube channel. He had two YouTube channels. One had 76 subscribers and one had 12, and he hadn't posted anything for 3 years. So I don't know that he was. I asked my wife and the other girl that was with me, "Is this actually that guy?" They all look the same. Um, because he hadn't posted anything, so he clearly wasn't going around Vietnam filming stuff. He had in the past, probably. Now he was just trying to buy beer and burgers. So probably got ripped off, but it is a handy little book. This is quite small, and in here I write any useful anecdotes I see as I go around, and not dissimilar to Mark Knopfler or Paul McCartney, any of those great songwriters. I've got them all in the book here, and I'll probably smash out a hit song eventually. Um, the only one I really like today is setting up the pet grooming business and calling it Doggy Style. Um, I do want to interview some people, but I just don't know that the people that I talk to actually have the patience to do a 20 minute interview. They like to talk to you, but they don't like to share too much. They like to think about where are you from, what are you doing, how can I get money from you. They don't really want to share their life dreams, which is what I'd like to know. And so we'll see how we go. If I can get one done, that would be, start with the first one. I'd be interested to know if in 2025, and we're sort of halfway through now, if things have changed for you. So I found 2024 pretty free and easy, and I'm thinking 2025 is a little bit tougher than 2024. Um, I don't seem to have as much capacity for fools as I used to have. Um, I still manage to spend 5 hours a day in a cafe, but it's getting harder. I mean, I had an afternoon rest yesterday afternoon, and somebody called me and woke me up after about an hour, and it was 6 o'clock in Australia. I don't know why he's a business person. I don't know why he's ringing at 6 o'clock in Australia when it's 3 o'clock in Vietnam. But I'm finding things are a bit more helter skelter, which doesn't suit me. I like to be a bit organised. Now the guys that were behind me have moved under a cover, so they were obviously getting wet. But I'd love to turn around and look at what you're looking at. I'm looking at a brick wall. Um, the problem with those tables up the front is all the young ladies already had those tables, and of course, if I go more to my right, there's a loudspeaker over there pumping out the latest hits, some sort of V-pop. Retirement's an interesting thing here. So the lady that retired with my wife yesterday, she's about 50. I think she might even be over 50. I don't know. She's a very lovely lady, and that's about retirement age. So early retirement for her, 50. My wife's 40. She's sort of more taken retirement because she's moving to Australia. They'll get some sort of a retirement payout. Interestingly, they don't know what it is. Be a few years' salary, but they don't know exactly what it is. It takes the government a long time to work through that. Um, the real interesting thing is that they worked for a government department here in the state, the province, and that government department has combined with another province's government department and relocated to that province, which is 45 minutes away. So if you were coming to work, and for my wife going to work, it used to be about a 3-minute drive. It's about 2 kilometres, 1 kilometre. It's now 50 kilometres and 45 minutes. And for someone that earns 500 a month, to be spending 200 a month in travel would be a bit odd. So a lot of people retired last night because they just weren't going to do the travel. Unfortunately, some of the girls still have to make that trip, and some of them got the ability to stay here in Ha Long as well, so they just downsized the office. So can't see the rain coming down, but I'll sit here for a moment. So that was interesting. You don't sort of see a company pick up and move to another town just out of the blue and expect the workers to go along with it. Today's lunch is probably going to be a hot pot. Got a couple of girls lined up that sell children's clothes. Got my wife lined up, and I said let's have a hot pot for lunch. So I think it's going to be a hot pot. It's a good idea because the two girls that sell, one sells ladies' clothes, one sells kids' clothes. It's right across the street from the restaurant I'm thinking of. And a hot pot's going to go down really well because late lunch and we'll be hungry by then. Now, look, if you've got some ideas for topics for the walk and talk, let me know. I'd love to actually get something out tomorrow. Maybe even later today. I've got some free time this afternoon. I will try and change my shirt, so you'll see it on a different day. But if I can just get get moving again on the walk and talks, I think the channel will reinvigorate itself. I'm going to call it quits there. Hopefully a few people will log in later and have a look at just why I'm back in Vietnam and what I'm doing here. Tell me what you'd like to see, and we'll take it from there. I do post about every third day. Maybe it's going to be once a week. We'll see how we go. But rest assured, I'm out and about living the life every day. And if you'd like to see an everyday living the life, let me know. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.